I want to start today's video with a question. What in the absolute fuck is happening with the sky? I also want to start today's video with a different question. When you think of Lamborghini, what's the first thing you think of? I would like to have a guess and say probably V12 big loopy supercar. Probably not 5 doors, practicality, a V8 and off-roading. 4-wheel drive, that's as maybe, but off-roading, that's really not something you think of. But then this Urus is very much a break from Lamborghini's traditional supercars. It's also not even a Lamborghini. It uses the VW big SUV platform and basically sticks new body on the top. So shares a lot of its mechanicals with things like the VW Touareg, the Porsche Cayenne Gen 3, and the Audi QRS8, which I reviewed ages ago. Donkey's years, it feels like. Point is, this is very much an untraditional Lamborghini. Designed more as a sort of cash grab for people to buy a Lamborghini only to say they've got a Lamborghini while actually owning basically an Audi Q7 or worse, VW Touareg. Damn. Anyway, point is, really, I don't like it. I really don't. Still, if there's one thing that it does do in keeping with Lamborghini's tradition, is it's called Urus, which comes from sort of like an ancestor of modern day cattle. So, stretch, but it counts enough. Funnily enough, that makes it, naming-wise, more traditional than the Murcielago, because Murcielago means bat. Why? I don't know. Actually, funnily enough, Lamborghini has a sort of precedent in making these big four-wheel drive off-roaders, only this one isn't a big 4-litre V8. It's an even bigger 6.5-litre V12 from the Countach, the LP500 specifically, I think. Don't fact check me on it, though. Anyway, the LM002, proper classic Lambo, 1980s, big, in fact ginormous. Originally made for military use, but adapted for road use. Actually at Lambo's personal request, unlike with the Humvee, which was made for the military, used in the military, and then the Terminator came and asked for a road-going one. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make that joke. I'm sorry. Point is, whereas the Urus is made as a cash grab, the LM002 is still fleetingly rare. The old Rambo Lambo was made for less than 800 units, I think. Possibly even less. Still, they were incredibly rare. And cool. As I said, Countach engine. Not the only Lamborghini thing to have a Countach engine in it, by the way. They also made a boat. Lambos should not go in water unless they're driven by footballers, and even then they're not supposed to go in water. Yes, I was just making a bad driver joke about footballers. Shoot me. Anyway, yeah. Point is, I'm basically reminiscing about classic Lamborghini madness. Rather than this Urus, which is essentially, look, it's a Lambo badge, therefore you should pay stupid amounts of money for it. No, you shouldn't pay stupid amounts of money, just buy a QRS8 or even buy a Cayenne. Don't waste your money on this, at least in real life, if you have the money. I tell you what, this thing pulls like a train in the lower gears. Check this out, right? 100 miles an hour. Look at it go! Proper express thing. Unfortunately, we have just hit a hill. And this thing has torque that can be counted on one hand. A hand that's been cut off, quite frankly. Yeah, no, this thing does lack torque, and especially in the higher gears, it does not go. You get all that lovely low-end pull, and then it sort of hits a certain point and it realises, oh yeah, air resistance is a thing, and realises actually a fat, ugly, enormous SUV which hits the air like a brick. And slows to a stop, basically. Not the most fun, if I'm honest. But yeah, in the lower gears, certainly. Really good. Just a shame it's not like that all the way through. Tell you what, as well, turning, that's quite impressive. You wouldn't think of it for such a big chunk of SUV, but no. Chassis-wise, it's sound. Actually, I'll just go into here so that you can feel it better. You really couldn't tell what you were driving because it feels that good. My one big problem is brakes. I will go onto a straight and show you just how terrible the braking is. Because quite frankly, it's unacceptable. Here we are, nice and quick. Nearly at 200 miles an hour. And now, the moment we're going to hit the flat, straight bit of road. Still stopping. Still stopping. Look at how terrible that is. It's awful. This thing cannot stop to save its life, and believe me, saving lives is really going to be needed if you actually try and do an emergency stop in this. It's awful. It's a shame, because the one good thing it has, handling-wise, is, well, essentially cut out by another terrible thing. So this should be fun on the circuit. I'm doing this on bonnet view, by the way, because I kind of prefer it. You can see the apex is much easier, and you get a much closer feel of the track. It also makes you feel like you're going much faster than you are, which is always a bonus. Anyway, here we go. You can feel the weight behind it. But actually, you still don't feel as much weight as you're expecting. That's a positive. Brakes are terrible, as I mentioned. But you seriously don't realise how terrible they are until you're actually braking for a circuit corner and realise, oh my god, we're all going to die, basically. Last corner, we're going to need the brakes here. Oh, blimey. 34.83. Interesting. As you can see, the Urus is, well, it beats the F-Type on everything, which is a pleasant surprise. Even with the 34.83 lap time. But the point is, it's also 900k, while the F-Type is 310. Which, let's be realistic, no, it also brakes worse than the F-Type, which is quite impressive. Impressively bad. So yeah. I don't think it's worth it. So should you get it? No. But fortunately, this bracket happens to be one of the biggest in terms of luxury cars and /or off-roaders. My personal favourite being the Ferrari Purosangue. Even if it is a bit of a fake model, but it's a nice thing. So yes, if you want an Italian big tall thing, Ferrari Purosangue, it's for you. So on that disappointment for Lamborghini fans, I will see you all soon with a review of a £30 million Koenigsegg. Most relevant review I've ever done.